you. Okay, so guys, let's get started. This is Good Health on the Go, Fitness and Wellness, and I am Beth Hoover. I'm here in Dallas, Texas, and I'm going to work on some stretches because I am feeling super tight. I know that you probably are too, okay, because most people are tight. We're all losing flexibility as we age, and unless we do something to reverse that process or start working on it, it's just going to continue to become more of a challenge as we age, okay? So we want to make sure and stretch the total body. The American College of Sports Medicine, the ACSM standards are 2 times a week at minimum, okay, stretching all major muscle groups, okay? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Good to see you, okay? The American College of Sports Medicine recommends that you stretch a minimum of 2 times a week, guys, just to maintain flexibility. And you need to hold the stretches for longer to really progress with your flexibility. Okay, so fantastic. So I see, Shelly, that you said that your back is super tight, and I understand. Low back tightness is one of the main areas where people get tight in the hamstrings and the hip flexors. So, and that can lead to low back injuries. So we want to make sure that you're warmed up, okay, or that you've taken a hot bath or shower, or maybe you've just finished the hashtag 4-minute workout, or one of my workouts online, okay, or your own workout. So we're going to go ahead and get into the stretching portion right now. All right, so if you are not warmed up and you're following the stretches, I want you to make sure and take it really, really slow, okay? So here we go. We want to hold each stretch for about 20 seconds, okay? You can hold up to 30, but for the purpose of the broadcast, I'm going to go ahead and just hold for 20 seconds. All right, so we're going to first start with child's pose. So what I want you to do is you start here and then just sit the hips back as far as you can. Now, if your hips are up a little bit high, that's okay. We're going to stretch kind of under the arm and the back. Let's go ahead and hold for 30 seconds because I'm just now getting into it. Take a deep breath. Relax. Try to drop a little bit further this time. Okay, and breathe. All right, now come up onto all fours. We're going to do another one that's similar, okay? So here we go. We're going to go back into that same position. Now this time I want you to reach your arms to one side. And look how I'm reaching that top arm forward more. I'm like inching it forward. So now I'm feeling the stretch go down the lateral side of my body. You'll see when I go to the other side. And I'm feeling the low back. Now be careful. You may just reach to here. You may not reach way around like I did towards your lateral side. So just depends on how much deep of a stretch that you want. Okay, and breathe, especially when you're in this position. All right, let's come back up onto all fours, or go ahead and sit up. And then we're going to go to the other side. Now watch how I go into the child's pose. And then I'm going to take my arms and I'm going to reach over to the side. So you can see how now I'm stretching all down the side of the body and even all the way down towards the low back, okay? Now this is great to do after a hot shower or a hot bath, or again, like I said, after your workout. Take a deep breath. Okay, and release. Okay, now let's go to a seated position. So what I want you to do is go ahead and extend your legs. Now, you can always grab like a towel or a string or a rope or something like that if you want assistance with this stretch. We're actually going to do a hamstring and low back stretch. Okay, so let's say that this were a rope or a band or a towel. You can take that towel and try to put it around the toes or around the feet and then kind of pull forward. So I'm going to scoot back so that you can see my feet a little bit more, but you go ahead and try to get into that position. Now, if that's a little too much or you don't have the towel, just do like this. What I want you to focus on, though, is trying to keep the toes pointed up and then not like, bending the knees too much, okay? Maybe a little bit of bend in the knees, but once you start bending too much in the knees, you need to just try to hold right there. Now, you don't want to round from the back too much. Try to flex forward at the hip and keep the back relatively straight. So here we go. I've got my rope around my shoes and I'm pulling myself forward a little bit. Take a deep breath. Don't worry if you feel like you can't get very low, okay? Take another deep breath. Okay, and rest. Okay, now go ahead and sit up. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to actually do kind of a hurdler stretch or a modified type hurdler. So I've got my foot in towards my inner thigh. Okay, and I'm just going to reach up and then I'm going to flex forward and reach towards the toe again. So again, we're getting a little bit more on the inner thigh, we're getting the hamstring, and we're getting the back again, okay? Because all of these are going to help with the back. Take a deep breath. Okay, let's switch sides. Other leg. Go ahead and extend the leg. Pull the foot in, but you don't want to put the foot on the knee joint. Try to pull the foot up a little bit higher, or if you're not able to pull it up that high, just make sure you're not putting pressure into the knee joint. And then flex forward. Exhale as you reach forward. Take a deep breath. Try to pull and lower your chest towards your thigh as much as you feel like you can. Okay, release. All right, now we're going to stay in the same seated position while we're here, and we're going to go to the butterfly stretch, okay? So you're going to put the soles of the feet together and then pull them in so that your knees are going out and sit up as straight as you can, okay? Now, if your feet need to be out further and you're sitting like this, that's fine. I just want you to make sure that your back is straight and you're pulling the abs in tight, okay? And you can, try to pull them in a little bit more if you want to. And then if you need a little bit more, you can press the elbows down onto the knees. And you can even try to, lean into a little bit more. But again, you want to keep your back really as straight as you can. So here we're targeting more the inner thigh. Take a deep breath. Okay, release. All right, now let's roll over onto our side and we're going to go to the sideline quad pull or quadriceps stretch. So it's real simple. We're just going to go down onto our side, keep the bottom knee bent, and then grab the top knee, the top of the shoe, okay? Not the toes, but like the top of the foot where your shoelaces are, and pull back. Now, if you're having difficulty reaching, you can grab the back of your shoe or like your pant leg and kind of pull in. And there's also a way you can do this with the rope or a band, and I will show that in another broadcast. Now, the way to make this one more effective is to keep the abs tight and make sure you're keeping the back straight, but to squeeze the butt muscle of that leg you're stretching, and it's going to stretch the hip flexor. Okay? And the quad. So squeeze that butt muscle. Try not to let the knee fan up too much. Try to keep it down relatively low. Take a deep breath. Okay, and release. All right, now let's roll over to the other side. I'm not sure how long we were holding that one, but again, I recommend you go back and do this again. We're just going to do a couple for the upper body, and then I'll be doing more later, so that you'll have more stretches that you can follow after your workouts. These are just some basics on the floor. Most people are tight in the low back, hamstring, and the hip flexor. So again, I'm just supporting the head. You can go like this, but then the neck is out of alignment. So deep breath. Squeeze the glute, feel it more in the thigh. Okay, and release. Okay, now let's go ahead and push up and go ahead and stand up. All right, and so next let's do a chest stretch. So I'm going to step back a little bit so you can see. I'm going to take my arms back, and I'm just either going to reach back, okay, and open up in the chest. If you feel like you can, I want you to interlace your hands, okay, and make sure you don't arch the back too much, though, if you're doing this position, and you're just going to try to retract the shoulder blades and pull the shoulders back as much as you can. Now, if that's uncomfortable, then I want you to go to this reach back or come to like a doorway, okay, and lean in a little bit, and you can feel the stretch right here. So those are just some different ways that you can stretch in the chest, okay? We get super, super tight. That's the other area of the upper body that we get super tight is the pectorals, because we're always like this. We're typing, we're driving, we're moving the arms, we're lifting, and we're tight. Our shoulders are pulled forward, and so we have to correct that, okay? And so this is actually a really good one, but you got to be careful with your body alignment here, okay? And then you turn to the other side, and you'll do the same thing. So notice how my arm is just right at the doorway. And you can do it stepping away like that, but again, make sure that you're keeping in good alignment. And you just rotate in a little bit, and then you'll feel the pull right here in the pectoral, okay? So keep holding and just rotate a little bit in, but keep the back straight and the abs tight. Okay, and breathe, hold that for 20 seconds. Okay, now let's finish with the neck stretch, okay? So we're just gonna do, this is also gonna help stretch some of the shoulders, and then we'll do another broadcast later where I'm showing some different stretches for the upper body. All right, so we're going to round the shoulders, pull back, pull the shoulders blades together, retract the shoulder blades, palms are forward, reach the fingertips down, so drive those shoulder blades, guys, into your back pocket, okay, so that you feel kind of awkward standing like this. I want you to tuck your chin a little bit, and then we're going to take the ear to the shoulder, okay, and now I'm stretching on this side. Take a deep breath. You want to create as much distance as you can between the shoulder and the ear, okay? Now, you can apply just gentle pressure, but I don't want it to be too much to the head. Be very careful. Try to let the shoulder relax so that you can get a deeper stretch in the neck. Keep reaching down towards the floor. I feel like my arm is getting longer already. Keep reaching. Breathe. Okay, and then release. All right, so nice and slow, come out of that. Okay, let's round the shoulders again. All right, now go opposite direction. We want to keep good range of motion in our shoulders. And now let's finish on the other side, okay? Because again, we get super tight right through here, neck and into the pecs, okay? So pull back. Push the shoulder blades down. So again, you're retracting the shoulder blades and then depressing the shoulder blades. Palms are facing forward. Abs are tight. Tuck the chin. And then bring the ear to the opposite shoulder. Take a deep breath. Keep reaching down. I'm going to move a little closer so you can see a little better, since that was kind of far away. Take a deep breath and just relax. Try to keep reaching those fingertips towards the floor, lengthening right through here. Keeping that shoulder pulled back. Gentle pressure if you want. Deep breath. Okay, and release. All right. Great job, everybody. Thanks for joining me for the stretching. make sure that you stretch at least twice a week, okay, at minimum, to just maintain flexibility and to hopefully even improve flexibility a little bit.